Parliamentary. In a parliamentary system of government, the party with the greatest representation in the legislature is nominated to the executive branch. The party's leader becomes the prime minister, or the chancellor, who appoints members of the party to the cabinet to have their tasks as members of the executive branch. However, the ruling party does not hold absolute executive powers because the opposing party must challenge the ruling party regularly. The prime minister can also be removed from power at the will of the legislature or the ruling party through a vote of no confidence if the prime minister fails to uphold their duties. Parliamentary systems can also exist alongside different forms of government, such as a monarchy. Japan is a constitutional monarchy with a royal family acting as symbolic leaders, but has a parliamentary government led by a prime minister. The problem with a parliamentary form of government is that it fails to provide a stable government because the opposing party will always try to challenge the ruling party, leading to never-ending conflicts. Constitutional. A constitutional form of government is when a constitution acts as the foundation of the country's laws and systems. It is the constitution that defines the limits and functions of a government. In most cases, the constitution is enacted to extend the people's will. Constitutional governments come in many forms. For example, the United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy that defines the limits of the monarch's powers. The United States is also a constitutional government, but is a presidential form of constitutional democracy. However, the major weakness of a constitutional form of government is that every system or law in place has to be consistent with the Constitution. The Constitution has to be amended if vital laws need to be passed but are inconsistent with the Constitution. Totalitarian. The term totalitarian was originally coined by Benito Mussolini, who led the fascist state of Italy during his reign from the 1920s to the 1940s. A totalitarian system of government is when the government seeks to control everything within the country. This does not only include the political and economic matters of the country, but also the beliefs and values of the citizens. Theoretically, the freedom of the citizens in a totalitarian regime is suppressed. Totalitarian government abides by the belief that everything within the state should fall under the control of the state, and that no one in the state should ever go against the state. One of the best examples of a totalitarian regime in modern times is North Korea, which follows a totalitarian republic ruled by the Kim family for 3 generations already. Like socialist, autocratic, and communist governments, a totalitarian regime is prone to human rights suppression and abuses.